morning, everyone. So one of Peter's classmates' mom reached out to me. She's having a birthday party today, and she asked me to make her a Barbie-themed cookie cake. So that is what I'm going to be doing today. I've made plenty of cookie cakes in the past. I have never posted any videos or anything like that of me making a cookie cake. So I'm going to have this process from start to finish. So let's get going. Okay, so I have doubled this recipe because I'm going to be making a quarter sheet sized cookie cake. So I can put the regular recipe down below in the caption for anybody who's interested in it. What I love most about my cookie cake is it's nice and thick and just delicious. I just hate those tiny little thin cookie cakes. You'll see that I'm going to be using a cake pan instead of like a cooking sheet pan to bake my cookie cake because, like I said, I like my cookie cakes to be nice and thick and just chewy and delicious. And All right, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to take 20 tablespoons of softened butter and I'm going to add my sugars to that. So it's going to be 2/3 cup of white granulated sugar, and 1 1/3 cup of light or dark brown sugar, whatever you prefer. I'm gonna add that into my stand mixing bowl and I'm going to use my mixer. And we are going to cream all of this together for 2 minutes. Okay, it's been 2 minutes, so I'm going to go ahead and add my eggs and my vanilla. So it's going to be 2 whole eggs plus 2 egg yolks. And of course, these are farm fresh. And then we're gonna add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And now we're gonna let that mix for a few seconds. So now that that's all incorporated, I'm gonna go ahead and mix my dry ingredients together. So I'm gonna add 3 1/3 cups of flour with 1 1/2 teaspoons of baking soda and 1 1/2 teaspoons of salt. And I always like to just mix my dry ingredients together before I add them into my batter. And I also forgot to mention, while you're doing all this, go ahead and preheat your oven to 350 degrees. All right. Now you can add it all at once. I like to do a little bit at a time. There's no right or wrong way. All right. Go ahead and add the rest of our dry. All right, we're gonna let that mix until it's incorporated, and then we'll take it off the stand mixer for our next step. Okay, so the next thing that we're gonna do is add 2 cups of semi-sweet chocolate chips to our dough. And we're gonna give that a nice good mix. Make sure those chocolate chips are in all the dough. All right, so I have my cake pan here. I have it greased with shortening and dusted with some flour, just like I do with my cakes. It just makes getting the cookie cake out super easy when it's cooled and ready to be decorated. All right, so I like to just take my spatula and smash it down. And the other trick with the cookie cake and getting it all the way down in your pan is a little bit of water. So I like to use a glove. Got a little bit of water, and we're just gonna push. All right, I've got one more step before we put it in the oven. I do this with all of my cookie cakes. I take some mini semi-sweet chocolate chips and I sprinkle them on top. Hi, Headley girl. There's not exactly a measurement for this. I measure with my heart right now. All right, and then I'm just gonna take my gloved hand and I'm gonna lightly press those mini chocolate chips down into my dough. You're running laps. And there we go. That chocolate chip cookie cake is ready to go in the oven. It bakes at 350 degrees. This is a oven, yeah. This is a quarter sheet cake, so I don't have an exact time. I'm just gonna keep an eye on it, and I'm gonna wait for the edges to get nice and golden brown, and then the center of it to get a nice gold color as well. So I will be back with a cook time as soon as it's out of the oven. Bye. All right, y'all, so my cookie cake just came out of the oven. It baked for about 28 minutes. It is perfect. It is golden brown. It smells delicious. I'm going to let this completely cool in the pan before I take it out and decorate it with some buttercream frosting that I'm going to make for Kati's 5th birthday. So I will see you back in a little while when it's time to decorate. See ya.